Hello everyone, and welcome back to Mr. Liam's Scary Stories. Tonight, I'm going to take you deep into the chilling tale of Blackwood Manor, a story that still haunts the small town of Blackwood. So, turn off the lights, sit back, and let the shadows take over. But before we dive in, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon, so you never miss out on another chilling tale. Alright, let's begin. The story begins on a cold autumn evening. It was October 31st, Halloween night, when Emma Hayes, a 25-year-old journalist, arrived in the desolate town of Blackwood. She was investigating the infamous Blackwood Manor, a decaying mansion on the edge of town, abandoned for decades and surrounded by dark, twisted woods. Locals whispered tales of strange disappearances, eerie laughter, and shadows that seemed to move on their own. Emma wasn't one to believe in ghost stories, but something about the manor intrigued her. Maybe it was the thrill of uncovering the truth or the mystery surrounding the last family who lived there, the Carters, who vanished without a trace in 1987. As Emma approached the gates, a biting wind howled through the trees, carrying with it the faint sound of children laughing. She froze. There were no children in Blackwood. At least, not anymore. Ignoring the unease creeping up her spine, she pushed the rusty gate open, the hinges groaning like a dying animal. What would you do if you were Emma? Would you turn back or step into the unknown? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories like this. Emma stepped onto the cracked stone path leading to the manor. The air felt heavier with every step, the once lively gardens now overrun with weeds and shadows. As she reached the grand front door, she noticed something peculiar, a handprint on the dusty glass window. It was small, like that of a child. Shaking it off as her imagination, Emma pushed the door open. It creaked loudly, echoing through the cavernous, pitch-black interior. She switched on her flashlight and stepped inside. The air smelled of mildew and decay, and the silence was deafening. The manor was exactly as described in the local legends, ornate furniture covered in white sheets, a grand chandelier swaying slightly as if moved by an invisible hand, and a large staircase spiraling into darkness. But there was something else, whispers. Faint, unintelligible, coming from the shadows. "Hello?" Emma called out, her voice trembling. No answer. Just the whispers, growing louder, closer. She followed the sound, her heart pounding, until she reached the parlor. The room was filled with antique dolls, each staring at her with lifeless eyes. But one doll stood out. It was sitting in a rocking chair, its head tilted unnaturally to the side. As Emma shone her flashlight on it, the rocking chair began to move. She stepped back, her breath quickening, but her curiosity got the better of her. She reached out to touch the doll. The moment her fingers grazed its porcelain skin, the whispers stopped. The silence was suffocating. Then, the doll's head snapped towards her, and a child's voice whispered, "They're watching you." Emma screamed and stumbled back, knocking over a table. The crash echoed through the manor, and suddenly, the whispers returned, angrier this time, overlapping, filling the room. She ran, her flashlight flickering as she darted up the staircase, desperate to find a way out. But the house had other plans. The hallway stretched endlessly, doors slamming shut as she passed them. Her flashlight caught glimpses of shadowy figures standing in the corners, their glowing eyes fixed on her. She finally found herself in the master bedroom. The air was icy, her breath visible in the beam of her failing flashlight. In the center of the room was a large bed, and on it lay a dusty, leather-bound journal. Would you open the journal? Or would you try to escape? Comment below what you'd do, and while you're at it, hit that like button if this story is giving you chills. Against her better judgment, Emma opened the journal. The pages were filled with frantic, scrawled writings. "They're here. They're in the walls. They won't let us leave." A sudden loud knock came from the wardrobe. Emma froze. The knocking turned to pounding, then to scratching, as if something was trying to claw its way out. The wardrobe door burst open, revealing a figure, a woman with hollow eyes, a twisted grin, and decaying flesh. Emma stumbled back, dropping the journal. The woman stepped closer, her voice a guttural whisper, "You shouldn't have come here." Emma turned and ran, but the shadows seemed alive now, reaching out to grab her. She made it to the front door, but it wouldn't budge. The whispers grew deafening, and she felt hands, cold, skeletal, grabbing her shoulders, pulling her back into the darkness. The last thing she saw was the doll from the parlor, sitting on the floor, its painted lips moving as it whispered, "Stay with us, forever." Emma was never seen again. Some say her flashlight was found outside the manor, still flickering, but there was no sign of her. Blackwood Manor remains abandoned to this day, and the locals warn anyone who dares to approach it. So, would you visit Blackwood Manor? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Mr. Liam's Scary Stories. Until next time, sweet dreams.